Auckland.
Time now here on Kiwi is 21 minutes past 9. Time now for this.
The Radio Wemo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
Yes, BWAGY.com. First of the year, he's back once again. G'day there, Ben.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Great break.
Excellent break.
Did you take time off?
Yeah, in my own fashion. No,
You had all your devices with you, didn't you?
yeah. Well, I definitely had the Kindle. Kindle's a must-have.
Yeah.
So good reading in the sun.
You're not necessarily working when you're reading a Kindle, are you?
No,
Depends on what sort of books you're reading.
Well, I'm always reading 3 or 4 books, so I will say half of them fiction, half are non-fiction.
Yeah.
So I do alternate. Sometimes, I need to get out of pricing strategies and get into this.
I've been trying to convince people of the Kindle and to use the Kindle. And some people just will say, no, I will never go electronic with my books.
It's like when the iPhone first came out, or when the PlayStation 3, or even the first PlayStation. Once people see it and play with it, they're sold. Like I think I was telling you when I first got it, my flatmate was like, Ben, I'm always going to buy physical books. I won't stop. I'm always a book person. And I kept saying, that was me as well. Remember, I buy a lot of books.
Yeah,
I buy at least a book a week.
Yeah.
But once you get the Kindle and you start reading it, you're like, well, hang on, I can actually take it anywhere. The battery life is astronomical. It lasts for a month.
Does it? Wow. Yeah.
So you're never charging the thing.
Not like a phone.
Yeah, and when you want a book, you can essentially get it straight away. So,
See, I've been using the Kindle on my Android phone.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what's not convincing people because they're going, I don't want to read a phone.
Yeah.
But I love it. I find it's great.
Well, the thing is, on the phone, it shows you what books you can get hold of and how quickly you can get hold of them.
Yeah.
Like Tony Hawk's book came out in December. It was going to take 4 weeks to get here if I shipped it. Instead, I just got it on Kindle.
Yeah.
Like, it was a cool book. And if I really like it, I end up buying the physical copy as well. But it meant I could start reading it straight away.
Why buy the physical copy as well?
So that I can share that with some of my friends.
Okay.
But I don't do that for all books.
Yeah.
So it is incredibly handy. And when you sample it on the phone, you get the taste of being able to download it.
Yeah.
When you get the Kindle, you get the taste of actually having 100 books with you wherever you go. So like, I can be on the beach reading, let's say, Black Swan, which is a book about probabilities, and then swap from that to Clive Cussler, which is almost the equivalent of a chick flick, but in guy's form, like a Tom Clancy book. Pretty
You
good.
admitted that on the wireless?
No, I take it back.
Oh, good. So anyway, good break, good summer.
real good.
Good.
Real good.
Well, of course, summer's still continuing. Let's not put a jinx on it. But we are getting back to business.
Yeah.
And we're talking pricing strategies.
Yeah, so I want to talk about pricing strategies to win friends and customers. One of the hot topics over the holidays, again, and it always is over public holidays, the 15% tariff at cafes, restaurants and bars.
Yeah, it was caused controversy.
Yeah, it does every year. And I blogged about this on the Herald in 2009, and I said, no, on these days you want to have 15% off. Because when there's a tariff,
Yeah.
your favourite cafe is usually closed or it costs more. So on public holidays where there is a tariff, there's less selection, so you're more likely to try something new. So on a public holiday, it's a chance to win some new customers. And so I was saying, if you go 15% off, you're going to become an immediate draw and have a compelling point of difference on a day where
To all
everyone
the
charges
others.
more.
Yeah.
And a lot of
But
people,
isn't it quite a hit, though? Or would you just consider it it's part of marketing, it's part of your advertising budget?
Well,
It's kind of spending.
when I blogged about this, someone said, well, Ben, you're taking it wrong. What you're doing is you're going, on this particular day, staff costs more, so people are trying to charge 15% more. What they said is you should be looking at the cost of labour on that day as a cost of doing business. And so you should amortise that cost over the whole year. And so they calculated roughly that meant you added, I think it was like 1.68% margin on all your products over the year, and that would cover the cost of that day. So if you just increase that even slightly more, that would allow you to have that discount on that day.
But
So-
most business owners aren't that smart, though, are they? In accounting
they should be.
accounting for a day over a whole year. Because most, let's be honest, most small businesses are hand to mouth, aren't they? So they're not even sort of
Well, that's
week to week.
Yeah. One of the articles on the Herald was saying, and this was, I think, the Restaurant Association's response to some of this commentary, was that restaurants only make 5% margin. there's a reason you're only making 5% margin. You're not focusing on this stuff. Like, charging 15% more on a public holiday is probably the least of your worries, because running a cafe or restaurant or bar is reasonably high risk. And 5% margin, you may as well put your money in the bank almost.
Yeah.
But the point is that if they're not smart enough to be looking and extrapolating their costs, they need to get some help. And there's tons of small business accounting systems that will do that. There's Business Mentors in the Community, which is a free service by the government. The government also has business courses to help small businesses look at some of this stuff. Like, if this is too difficult for your small business, get some help, because there's tons of help out there.
Because really this should be in the easy basket.
Yeah, this should be an easy basket. And if it is tough, get someone who can handle it.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is what any smart business owner should be doing.
All right.
So there was one thing I was looking at, is let's take away that tariff, and let's win some friends and some customers over that point in time. And some of the other things that people have looked at in the recession I was reading about was adaptive pricing. So Hyundai in the States, they grew 8% car sales in a year where the industry shrunk by 20%.
Yeah.
What they did is they offered a scheme where they said, basically, we'll give you finance for the car, and car companies are very good at giving finance. But if you lose your job, return the car, and it's fine. You won't need to make any more payments. We'll just cancel it. And so what they did is they gave some reassurance for all these people that were like, what happens if I lose my job this year? And it actually worked very, very well. The idea was that you provided a lower entry point to people that were sitting on the edge, umming and ahhing. And some other examples would be Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut in New Zealand and all around the world has brought out like mini pizzas, or I think they call them Mia pizzas. The idea is that those are cheaper, so you buy those, but when the recession gets good, your core product, which is more expensive, will still sell. Whereas other companies, what they're doing is they've cut back, and their core products are now cheaper. So once the recession goes away, people are going to be used to the cheaper prices, and you're going to lose the profit.
Which is the problem in the wine industry.
Yeah, exactly.
The oversupply of
Whereas
wine.
they should have been focusing on an adaptive pricing strategy where they said, look, here's a lower entry point, and it's a bit more no frills, but it means you can get in the door. And so, I was going to say, McDonald's is very good at this. They're always good at providing lower end products to get you in the door.
Damn it, why do they have to be so good at this?
They have a lot of experience. But like, so for the wine industry, it might have been something like selling slightly smaller bottles.
Yeah.
Or maybe watering the wine down a little bit more. Or something.
Watering it down.
I'm not sure. But
Blasphemy.
The idea, though, is if you've got a bottle of wine that's worth $20 and the recession hits and you start charging 10, it's damn tough to get that consumer to pay $20 a year later.
Yeah.
But if you said, look, this is Oyster Bay Mini or Oyster Bay Light, I know there's a lot of implications.
But differentiate the
industry.
product. And some of them are doing that. But and of course, the classic way of doing that is the clean label.
Yeah, exactly. That is the classic way, to just do a clean label and sell it cheaper. But so adaptive pricing, it's a smart strategy which allows you to keep sales up now, but also allows you to look after your customers that are feeling the pinch. Like customers that like your product or service, maybe they can't afford, whatever they were buying a year ago, whether it's a huge car service or big dinner on a Saturday. But they still want to keep coming. So by offering that, you're actually keeping your core customers on board, so that when things get good, they'll spend more money.
Good. Well, there's some great messages in there. A good way to launch 2011. Yeah. Ben, if people want to continue the conversation, they can go along to your website.
Yeah, bwagy.com, BWAGY.
Yep.
.com. Or if you jump on Twitter, I'm at Bwaggy. Just hit me up with a message. Let me know what you think. If you've got anything smarter, definitely hit me up, because there's got to be 101 better ways to deal with this stuff.
Thanks very much, Ben. We'll see you next week.
Cheers.